You want to know 10 psychological games people play and how they control you? Okay. Have you ever felt drained after talking to someone? Like they took something from you without touching you? That's not your imagination. Some people don't argue, they manipulate. They smile while pulling invisible strings. And the worst part? You don't even see it until it's too late. 1, guilt tripping. They make you feel bad for setting boundaries. You feel guilty for even existing. 2, gaslighting. They twist the facts until you question your own mind. You end up apologizing for existing. 3, love bombing. They drown you in affection just to pull it away. You're not in love. Anyway, yeah, you're not in love. You're being trained. 4, triangulation. They bring someone else into your dynamic, like an ex, a stranger, a friend, to make you compete for their attention. You're fighting for validation, and while you do that, they're sitting back feeling powerful. It's messed up, but it works like a charm. Like they make you compete for their attention, and then they call it love. You have to know when people are doing things to you. Recognize it. It's all psychology, and you name it before you can tame it. 5, the silent treatment. When the words fail them, they punish you with silence. They ignore your calls, they avoid your eyes. They just act like you don't exist. It's not actually peace, it's control. The goal is to make you so anxious that you're like begging for their attention. 6, projection. They accuse you of what they're guilty for. It's not paranoia, it's a pattern. If they're lying, they're gonna call you dishonest. If they're cheating, they're gonna say like you're acting distant. It's a dark mirror game. They project their sins onto you so they can sleep guilt-free. Clever, right? 7, playing the victim. They hurt you, then convince everyone else that you did it. 8, backhanded compliments. Sugar-coated insults made to sound sweet. 9, withholding affection. They starve you of warmth until you obey. That's not love. Again, it's training. 10, playing dumb. Pretending not to understand to avoid accountability. It's not ignorance, it's strategy. Most manipulation does not happen in fights. It happens in smiles, silences, and harmless moments, quote unquote harmless moments. Once you see the game, you stop playing it. I'm here to help you recognize it. Drop a black heart in the comments if you've seen some of these before and you thought it was love. And save this before you forget the signs again or before you never see me again. And remember, power isn't revenge, it's indifference. But anywho, I know that was a long one. If you guys want me to do one video on like any one of these, drop the number that hits you, or you want me to go deeper into it, drop the number in there. And if you know more, also let me know. This is a long video, so thanks for watching all the way to the end. Anywho, love you. Mwah.
Learn human psychology on a soul level so you will never be manipulated again. It's no coincidence that one of my first majors in college was psychology. See, the textbooks, they didn't really do it for me. I wanted to get to the nitty-gritty. For years, I started studying for myself. I want to know one of the biggest things that I learned. People are not complicated at all. No. They're actually very predictable. It's in the patterns that they hide. Let's talk about it, shall we? You ever have somebody and you dealing with them and you decide you're going to text them, reach out, show them some love. They respond to you all slowly. Then when they respond, they trying to be all sweet. I'm talking about, you notice they do this same thing very often. Remember, it's in the patterns that they hide, try to hide. Most of the time, I'm just going to tell y'all honestly, they're not busy. They emotionally controlling and conditioning your ass. They training you to crave their attention. It's the same exact tactics that casinos use where they say unpredictable rewards equals addiction. That's true. That's why your spirit get real anxious in the midst of waiting for them to text back. Your soul knows the difference between love and being on a leash. People who talk less about themselves but ask a lot about you, they're studying you. Pay attention. A lot of people want access, not connections. They want to know where their wound's at so they can push on them later. And if somebody got the nerve to be joking about embarrassing you, hurting you, intimidating you, even playfully insulting you, because that's where a lot of the bullshit be at, just know, ain't shit funny about that. That is not considered humor. People hide their intentions behind jokes. It's like a confession with a smile. Because being honest gonna expose who they really are. A person walking around mad and angry about everything, every little thing ticked them off, that ain't no damn passion. They emotionally undeveloped. Frontal lobe equivalent to a baby's. Anger is often the loudest mask worn by the weakest ego. They can't regulate themselves, they're gonna try to regulate you. Don't let them. You randomly think about somebody, your spirit is picking up on their frequency, and it's one of two things. Still got that energetic cord, and or they're pulling on your energy. Gonna do your cord cutting ritual. I mean, unless you want them thinking about you. When this happens, that's called intuition or subconscious pattern recognition. Either way, your mind is not gonna wander without reason. I know a lot of y'all know this by now, but people who laugh the loudest, they often have the deepest wound. So yeah, the life of the party and that class clown, I'm talking about them. That's usually the person who cries the most when them lights go out. What about those people that give you a compliment and immediately follow it with an insult? I'm gonna need you to pay close attention to their ass because that's a psychological attack. I found out it's an actual name for this, and it's called negging. So this is like a person giving you a compliment, so they want to boost you up real high, right? Then they immediately follow it with an insult, so they can drag your ass to the pits of hell. Of course, if you let them. Most people use this tactic so you can stay confused and seek their approval. That is spell work. This is whether it's intentional or unintentional. You never forget who hurt you. Your body is going to remember well before your mind does. This is why your stomach drops around certain people. I ain't talking about when your ass hungry. I'm talking about, when you get that pit in your stomach. Yes, that's your intuition. And like I said, your body never lies. Your people pleasing do. When people over-explain a bit too much, that's because someone taught them that their truth wasn't enough. 9 times out of 10, you wasn't the problem. Their ability to receive honesty was always the issue. Psychology and energy go hand in hand. So once you learn frequency and human behavior, like I told y'all before, on a soul level, nobody will ever play with you again. With all that being said, to know better is to do better. If you know better and you still decide to allow people to play with you, I want you to always remember that is a choice. You can always choose to stop that shit right in its tracks. Kind of stop reacting, start revealing. Half these behaviors are energy leaks in disguise. All you gotta do is pay attention, observe, not absorb. Before these behaviors become a pattern, bust a move the first time. Not because I love me so much, as soon as you do one thing, I'm out. Because I don't know what you thought this was. That's why that saying has always been true for me. When they show you who they are, believe them the first time. I didn't get that lesson before, but trust and believe I got it now. Get in them comments and let me know your thoughts. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Do y'all want to know a big sign of when you need to stay away from somebody and a big pet peeve of mine? Well, I'm about to tell you. Stay away from people that try to manipulate you by giving you things and expecting things back in return, or expecting you to support them or give them love or whatever, but it's not out of the kindness and generosity of their heart. They're always going to expect something back. When someone genuinely loves you and wants to support you, they're going to do it and they're not going to expect anything back. For example, someone tries to, be like, hey, here's my last cookie. I'm giving you my last cookie. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, take it. But the next thing you know, you turn around and they're like, well, can you go buy me a gallon of ice cream? And you're like, I can't buy you a gallon of ice cream right now. And they're like, well, I gave you my last cookie. That is called manipulation at its finest. And you need to stay away from people like that, because when people genuinely love you and they care about you, they're going to do things out of the kindness of their heart. They're not going to expect anything back from you. They just are genuinely acting out of the energy of love. Or someone that tries to have the archetype of the hero, like, oh, I'm gonna bring you in, oh, I'm gonna take care of you, what do you need? Here's a bed to sleep on, here's, my car, I'm gonna, here, you could drive it or whatever. But, it's always got something attached to it, like, well, you need to do this for me, you need to run my errands for me because I let you sleep on my couch. Like, that is not cool. Or those people that you're always supporting out of the kindness of your heart. You're always just there for them when they need a shoulder to lean on. But when it comes to you, like, they're never there emotionally. You know what I mean? They're absent. They expect you to be there during their hard times, but when you really need someone to be there for them, they can't be there because you know what? They need something in return. They need an energy exchange. And relationships are based off of energy exchanges, but it's balance. And when it comes to love, like when in doing kind things and acts of kindness, you should not be expecting something back from somebody. It should be you doing it because you genuinely are doing it out of the energy of love. So don't fall for manipulation and stay away from people that are always expecting something from you after they do something for you. It's never out of the kindness of their heart. They just want power over you. They want to feel like they are that hero, they're superior over you, and that is not healthy. Okay? Real recognize real. What's up?
Hi healing fam, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing just great. It's the season of the holidays. Happy Thanksgiving if you're finding me in an area where you do Thanksgiving. But anyways, let's get right into today's video. We're going to talk about narcissism, recognizing red flags, and when it comes to the spiritual aspect of narcissists using spirituality as a way to control you, to manipulate you, to gaslight you, and to keep you stuck in feeling like you're never good enough. Your judgment is never up to par, at least in their version of the Bible. I'm going to teach a few videos, get your seat, get comfortable, and I'll come back at the back end with my 2 cents. Anyways, let's get right into today's video.
Covert narcissist and spiritual abuse when they try to use God to control you. Welcome to Narc 101. I don't know a lot of people that talk about this, but covert narcissists don't just abuse emotionally. They abuse spiritually too, and it's called spiritual abuse. So what I mean is they're going to use God, the Bible, scriptures, any way they can to manipulate and gaslight you. It's like taking your faith and trying to silence you with it. And at first, it might sound like love. Things such as you're not praying enough, God hates divorce, you're not being submissive, or something like this is your test. You're supposed to suffer for your blessings. But here is what's really happening. They're using scripture to twist their own sin to keep you in bondage. They pretend so well to be so righteous, but behind closed doors, they're lying, they're cheating, they're manipulating, they're gaslighting and breaking you down. And because covert narcissists wear their masks so well, especially in religious spaces or church, you end up feeling like maybe you're the problem. Research has shown us that people that have been in narcissistic cycles have a more tendency to have a trauma response of fawn, which in turn means that you are trying to fix, please, regulate other people's emotions, and are definitely a people pleaser. So look a lot like over functioning, like fearful of conflict or even possibly abandonment. And in the spiritual meaning of this, it looks like staying in toxic marriages, obeying harmful leaders, or even questioning your own salvation because we know things feel wrong, so we're questioning it. Here's the truth. God is not the author of confusion. Love is not control, and abuse is not godly. The truth is, you are not being punished. You're being called out of bondage. And healing starts when you stop letting them be your God. You can love Jesus and walk away from that abuse.
Yeah. If she didn't sum it all, there's wolves in sheep clothing right in the four walls of the church, from regular members to leadership to the top echelon of the church. You have to have the discernment, the realization to know red flags. Just because somebody is in leadership in the church or vying to be into leadership of the church, or is a pastor, a reverend, a name it, filling the God, an apostle, especially in our culture, in our Ghanaian culture, African culture, communities of color, we pedestalize pastors and people who are in leadership in the church. As someone who's been in leadership in the church for many years, I'm here to tell you that it's all humans. Let your salvation and relationship be with God be with Christ if that's what you believe in, and or whatever else you believe in, right? The leadership in other dominations, other I'm not probably saying that word, or other dominations, like if you're Muslim, if you're Buddhist, there's hierarchy in those areas, so there's leadership, but you have to use your discernment. Somebody can be like, be even a monk, right? You say monk because they're supposed to be like the purest and pure. They don't even marry. Like they're supposed to be in such purity state, air quote, as human. But what you have to realize that even those people, from a monk to a pastor to an apostle to whatever, they're also humans. You have to have that core relationship with God, with Christ on your own, and not to assign such level of respect and ignore the red flags. And when I talk about red flags in intimate relationships, those red flags also apply to relationships that are not intimate, including your relationship with people, with leadership in the church. Because a lot of us, society has that, core of our community, because we all desire community. We all desire friendships, relationships, support, because we're like, hey, something should happen to me. Who's going to come? You can do all that for years, and some of these people, they are full of themselves, ego-driven, narcissistic. They're just there to use you as a means to an end. When something should happen, even though you're dedicated so much time, energy, effort, light into that whole thing, they will still not show up. And you're going to be the one ending up heartbroken, betrayed, dismissed. So always, no matter what, look at it that way and always center you. Even when it comes to relationships, when we're talking about spirituality, when we talk about church leadership and you being in it, whether you're also a leader in the church, don't get deceived. You still have to have your discernment, clocking it, collecting the data all the way alongside. And if it ain't working, if you're not serving and benefiting them and they are serving you in return, it might be time for you to find a whole different community of support if that's what you're looking for. Here goes a comment. Yes, I needed this so much. Me and my narc husband has been going to Christian marriage counseling the last 2 weeks. And the first week I noticed he used scripture and the message preach Sunday to twist it around for his benefit. And this is very common. You go to church as a couple, and because he knows the kind of bullshit he's doing, there's wolves in sheep clothing holding the Bible, slapping it around on people, especially women and children, that to keep you second guessing yourself, keep you vulnerable, keep you silence you. Shut up. I'm the man. I am a pastor. How dare you question me? You're not humble. You're not respectful. You're not submissive. You're too much. Be too much. Be too much. Be too much. Okay. The last week he was describing a video I had showed him, and he said the word narcissist, and the counselor made a comment and said that I don't need to label him because labeling people means that won't change. Then he told me that I need to forgive him when I'm still in the abuse. That's the thing, that a lot of, especially women, will stay in abusive relationship. Like I always say, abuse is not always physical. Spiritual abuse is a real thing. Financial abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, abuse of your labor, abuse of your womb. They'll keep you having babies over and over and over in order for you to be stuck. So you have to have those discernments. I'm going to come back for part 2.
Okay, these are real psychology tricks that you can use to basically manipulate any situation ethically. Unless you're evil, which in that case, go off. I guess. Number one, when someone's yelling at you and trying to get aggressive, calmly say a bunch of unrelated, real words in just like a regular calm tone. Something like refrigerator, marble, independence, umbrella. It breaks their adrenaline spike and it throws their brain into confusion. You just hijacked the fight. Number two, you don't want people to talk to you? Put on noise-canceling headphones. No music needed. People will leave you alone 90% of the time. It triggers their social boundary reflex. Silent power. Number three, you can't stop procrastinating? Don't think about what you want now. Ask what your future self wants. Do they want to be broke, rushed, regretful? No? Then get moving. This literally triggers your prefrontal cortex, the one that makes smart decisions. Number four, you want to seem confident even if you're panicking? Speak slower. Speak slower. People associate fast talking with nervousness, even if your words are perfect. Slow equals power. And a bonus is when you speak slow. Why can't I talk today? When you speak slower, they listen harder. Number five, someone ignoring you. Say their name mid-sentence. Like, I get it, Sarah, but listen. Continue. It snaps their attention back instantly. Psychology says people can't ignore their own name. These tricks are scary effective. Save this, share with your friends, and try it this week and come back and tell me what you think. Come back and tell me if it worked, because it will. And follow me if you want more content like this. And also let me know if you guys want more of these tips. I have like a whole bunch more. Anywho, I love you.
I need y'all to help me understand if I just went through some sort of psychological manipulation. So I was talking to this guy and I decided to go no contact with him. I decided to stop talking to him completely. And I was upfront about, hey, I need some time. I need some space. I need to just think and reconsider some things. So when I took a step back, it's like he took a step up and it was a real aggressive step. And I feel like each day I was trying to just stay away from not talking to him. He was in like constant pursuit of talking to me, reaching out to me, hearing my voice, getting my attention. And it was so aggressive and overwhelming that it really caught me off guard. I've never dealt with something like that. And he was kind of packaging it as, I love you, I'm fighting for our love. I ain't never seen no man like do all the stuff that he was doing. Like, he was sending me flowers every day. He was sending notes every day. He was getting in contact with my friends and family and stuff like that, which I felt some type of way about that, because why would you involve my folks in our situation? Why you ain't get none of your folks to reach out to me? Like, he reached out to my best friend, my mom, my roommate, just people that I had shared with him just verbally. I mean, he went like beyond something that I was used to. And it had got to a point where he would show up unannounced. Even after I asked him, like, give me some space, give me some time, he'll show up unannounced. And I would just like try to wait it out because I didn't want to call the police on him. Why? Because deep down inside, I was really thinking about taking him back. And I just needed some space. I really just needed some time. That's all I asked for, was some time. He would not give it to me. But he was in such a heavy pursuit that I feel like I bent my rules. Instead of me trying to stand and hold firm on, I'm not going to talk to him, I'm not going back to him, I need time, I started trying to find reasons to go back sooner so that the pursuit can stop. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, dang, I feel like I was kind of harassed slash manipulated into even going back, because my reasoning for going back was not because of the gifts that I received or none of that. It was really more so because I wanted the pursuit to stop and I really didn't want to get the police involved. And I'm like, okay, if I just crack the door back a little bit and he say he gonna stop coming over, he gonna stop calling, he just want access to me, I'm gonna give him that. I gave him that, and now I'm thinking, I feel like I was manipulated. I feel like that is harassment now that I think about it, because I wasn't ready. What y'all think?